Hey, Highlander fans, Mike Ventola back with you as we are continuing to talk with our alumni, whether it be, of course, here in the United States or even across the pond as well. And that's where we're going right now, as we're excited to talk to Markus Schultz, formerly of the men's tennis team here at NJIT, all the way in Stockholm, Sweden right now. Markus, how's everything going for you? And secondly, hopefully you and your family and everybody staying safe during this crazy time.
Hi, Mike. Thank you so much. I'm doing quite well, and right now I'm working as a tennis coach here in Stockholm, Sweden, and of course we also have been affected by the COVID-19 virus, but we haven't had too many restrictions, so we've been able to live quite normally here. Of course, with the social distancing, but all the stores and the tennis club where I work has been open the entire time. So we've been good so far.
No, it's great that you guys haven't been as affected as other parts of the world, and it's great as well too that you've been coaching and obviously taking the next chapter from what was your playing days, being a student at NJIT. And before we get into what you're up to now, I'd like to take you down memory lane and kind of allow you to revisit some of the fun memories you had at NJIT. And your first season back with NJIT was during the 2012-2013 season, and of course, getting a chance to come to NJIT and focusing on studies. But when you think back to your playing career at NJIT, what stood out to you most? Whether it was something you've done as an individual, of course, whether it be in doubles competition, what do you take most from your time away at NJIT?
For me, it was the whole team as a family. When we have those tough matches together, when we really had those like 3-all and then one deciding match. I remember against Army, it was me and my fellow Swede Erik Arderson that was playing, and we were the only two people left. We were down 3-2, and we were able to pull the W. We're having the whole team right next to me and supporting me, and that was great. One of those great wins that I really remember. And also my senior year, made a quarterfinals in the ITA regionals. That was also a big step for me. I played very good tennis, and I'm very happy to get onto the ITA regional ranking. I think it was number 10 in the region, and that was both fun for me and for NJIT men's tennis.
It's funny you mentioned about the ITA ranking. You were the first NJIT student athlete to be ranked by the ITA since NJIT became a Division I program, which is obviously really exciting. And you had some great records. Over 20 wins in 2013, and being awarded as an outstanding performer award. But your final year, especially to when NJIT was transitioning from an independent and joining the A-Sun, you were awarded as a first team selection in the A-Sun back in your final season. And knowing that you got a chance to kind of leave your career as a first team selection, what did that mean to you?
It was tough for me. It was really tough. I would love to play for one more year at least, since my first 3 years, as you said, we were not in a conference. And then for my last final year, we were playing in the A-Sun. So I really enjoyed that. And it gave me the little bit extra, on the end of the season, trying to we never made at least that year, we didn't make the conference playoffs. So that was really tough. And I got injured in the warm-up for the last match, which was also very tough emotionally for me. And then since I got into the spring, my first semester was in the spring, meant that I lost one semester of eligibility. So my final year at NJIT, I was the volunteer assistant coach for the team. But I love that as well, but I miss playing that year for sure and be able to help the team on the court. I would love to play that year as well.
When you talk about earlier, you spoke about your teammates and obviously wishing that you would have been able to play just a little bit longer, of course, injury affecting your playing career. But when keeping in touch maybe with Coach Miller or any sort of your teammates, how's that been? Because I know sometimes when you graduate, you get ready for your next step in your career. But what's it been like now since you've graduated, keeping in touch with Coach Miller and, of course, your teammates?
No, I've been keeping in touch with both Coach Miller and Coach Saki. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm keeping ashore with whatever happens right now at NJIT, and I like to follow the teams and see how it goes. And I saw that just left the ASUN as well.
Mhm.
For the American East Conference. So that will be a big step as well. But I'm also keeping contact with a lot of teammates, actually. And we had a reunion here in Stockholm, me and a couple of guys that I invited about 2 years ago. So we were 5 alumni here living in my apartment, it was great. So, and also visiting, for example, Lucas Vikas during New Year's in London and celebrate New Year's with him there. So I'm keeping in touch with a lot of my friends that were on the team back in the day. So,
Which
but
is
I miss them. So it's I mean, when you're on a team like that and you spend almost every day together, you become like a family. So when you actually leave and you graduate, it feels very different. So you miss those times.
I'm sure you do, but you mentioned about family too, and I'm sure you've had great family support as well, because when you're done with your collegiate career, you get a chance to jump in the professional ranks and getting a chance to play professional tennis and getting a chance to represent your country as well too, which I'm sure was a satisfying feeling. And for a lot of athletes, sometimes the collegiate level is as far as they go, but for you, you got a chance to dabble in the professional ranks. What was that experience like? And what did you get a chance to take away from your time as a professional?
It was a great time. It was very challenging, actually, compared to, I would say, the time at NJIT. And when you play for a team, when you travel somewhere, you have the whole team with you. You have Coach Miller supplying he's booking all the hotel rooms. You go to a restaurant with all the food and you get everything. You have your scholarship. So, everything is, it's like a silver spoon when you're in college. But then when you go out and you play professional tennis, especially in the ITF Futures circuit when I played, which is the step below the ATP tour, where all the big money is and the big tournaments, the US Open. So I played the circuit below that, and it's not that fancy and it's very challenging. So I was traveling the world. I was down in Zimbabwe, Nigeria. I was playing in Israel. So I've been also Germany. So I was traveling quite a lot, and that is challenging because it's not like on that level that you can, you play a couple of tournaments here and then you have to travel to another tournament or another country to play. So, at that level, you have to play about 20, 25 tournaments a year. And maybe 2 weeks in a row in the same country, and then you have to travel to different countries. So it's challenging to, you have to book everything yourself. You have to take care of your own economy, which is not, it's tough when you're out traveling literally half the year, 20, 25 weeks a year. So it was tough. I got up on the ATP ranking in both singles and doubles, and I didn't, due to injuries, but I have to, finally end my career. But it was tough, and it's a lot of good players out there, but it was tough with all my injuries. So that was one of the reasons I eventually had to stop, and I wish I could have played for a couple more years, but it was unfortunately the injuries that kind of ended my career.
Did want to ask you on a lighter note too, because you mentioned you traveled all around the world. You mentioned in Zimbabwe and some of the other countries, certain food items, somewhere you've visited that maybe you never visited before, and you were like, man, this place is awesome, and I would love the opportunity to go back and visit. Did you ever encounter that in any of the other countries you visited?
Yeah, for sure. I think Zimbabwe, I was in Harare, which is the capital, and be able to go out and see all the wild animals there was a really, really cool experience. You could see, out in the wild, you usually see those animals in the zoo when you go, but here it was like actually out in the wild, and it was really, for me, that was really, really, a really cool experience. It's here in Sweden, we have our mooses that run around, but nothing like the wild animals of Africa. So.
Well, that's great, and especially getting to experience that as a player. But now you're coaching now, which is awesome, and because you've had so much experience as a collegiate player, as a professional, and getting a chance now to work with tennis players and and helping them achieve their dreams and goals. So for you, what's it been like now on the other side, is kind of being more of a mentor and also helping tennis players get better at their craft?
I mean, it's quite a big step, and it's very. I mean, I learned a lot myself as well to see the tennis from the bench, so to say, and you're able to think more about and learn in a different way, and then you can, after a while coaching, you can see a little bit what your own mistakes were, because then you can relate to it. Because when you play yourself, you're so into your own game. But now standing on the side, I get a much broader view of what tennis is really like, and it's nice to be able to help other players as well to achieve. I mean, try to achieve their goals. And I'm working in a really nice tennis club called Stockholm, and it's one of the nicest tennis facilities in Europe. Actually, we have 14 indoor courts and 5 outdoor courts, clay courts, and we have about 2,500 members. So I work with everyone from like 3 years old up to 70, maybe around there. So it's fun to see and help players of all ages there to be able to achieve what their goals are. And I'm also actually just starting my master's right now in data science at Stockholm University. So I combine those two, and it's a really nice combination to be able to work with what's been my hobby and my biggest interest, and what I've really been working on for my entire life, which is tennis, and then combine it with a master's degree. So I really enjoy it.
Well, Markus, want to wish you the best of luck in your coaching, and obviously getting your master's as well. I did want to end with one final thing. I had read that you're the only professional tennis player that bears the title of mathematician. Does that still hold true?
I think so, as far as I know.
That's awesome. Hey,
as far as I know.
I think that's great. I hope you continue to hold that title for as long as you possibly can. So thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us, and truly all the best to you and obviously your career as you continue to progress forward.
Thank you. All the best to you.
Thanks, Markus. Well, folks, that's Markus Schultz, formerly of the NJIT men's tennis team. I'm Mike Ventola, and as always, thanks for watching.